So on the way for us to be what we are supposed to be, for us to be ourselves, we have a lot of things that are on the way. All of the conditioning that we had throughout our life, perhaps in our education, at school, or our house, or how the society works. There's a lot of things that are on our way that doesn't allow us to bring all of that we are forth.
Yeah, so we can get into the habits of abandoning ourselves to please other people or to fit in or to do the right thing. And sometimes we have to follow some of the rules of society and so forth. And yet oftentimes we're not really being true to who we truly are because we are trying to please other people or appease other people or because we don't know how to really communicate what's going on inside us. So a lot of us are caught in this contracted version of ourselves because we haven't been encouraged to recognize how to open up, how to flourish and shine, how to speak our truth, how to know when our heart is calling us, how to connect and share what's really going on for us with the people closest to us. And if we've been watching our role models, like our parents, our families, our people who educate us, if we've been watching them play the game of fitting in and not really challenging the status quo, even if it's not really something that we all agree with, we're just going along in this kind of dream. And for me personally, one of the main reasons I got involved in this little mission that we're on here now is I feel like there's so many ways in which the world is a little weird. And that's developed in my lifetime. I've watched people grow further and further away from reality. And an amusing indicator of that is so-called reality TV. It has nothing to do with reality. It's like, oh my God, how did we get to this? So for me, it's like, I feel like there's a time of awakening, as well as this crazy weird world. There's this whole awakening movement that's going on. There are people who are really dynamically involved in bringing change and offering new ways of being, which are really going back to old ways of being, based on collaboration, cooperation, sharing, coming together, uniting in a shared purpose, and taking care of their patch, taking care of their own backyard and looking at, well, how can I make an offering? What do I have to give? How can I bring forth something to help transform this time? And I feel that's part of the movement that we're all in right now.
And it's like the way that I see it, as you were mentioning, the fitting in, it's one thing that keeps a lot of people and a lot of us from doing actually what we feel that we need to do. And that's something that it's key, that we are learning that the way that we need to function is from here, from the thinking. All the time it's about the head. It's not about understanding the rest of what's happening, which is the feelings, it is the energetic world, it is nature that is all around us, that is teaching us also. And by doing that, we are being put into this box that's where we are living. That's inside of what all of our conditionings and all that we have in our head tells us to do. So I think that I need to fit into that. I think that everybody should like me. I feel like I need to get a degree and then get my job, and then I will have security. And even if perhaps that's not even working now, which is part of what is happening, even if that will still be true, is that what I want to be doing? Is that my path? Or is it the path for other people? What is it that I want to be doing? It's not so much here into the thinking, it's more into the feeling experience. So part of what is on the way is that we need to be more focused on feelings and going from the heart point of view instead of so much the head, because that's going to allow us to be more in touch with our true nature. It's going to allow us to follow whatever it is that we feel that it's our path, that it's what is going to allow us to flourish, to grow, to develop into our full potential that we have for this lifetime. And part of that is what all of these wisdom traditions, all of this ancient knowing is so important, because they had this. They knew how to live a better, more healthier and balanced life.
It's good to know that, and reassuring to know that it's natural. This change that we're in right now, it's natural. And it's trying to bring us back to this true nature, this way of being, as Brian mentioned. It's programmed into us. It's natural to be healthy. It's natural to be happy. It's natural to be light. All the other stuff blocks to that. And for us to reconnect with that natural way of being, there's a little bit of effort involved. And, in yogic path we talk about practices. In a medical path we talk about practice. Like, we practice these ways of being to contain them and steady them and lock them in as ways of living. And in our programs we're looking at, what are the ways that we can practice connecting to ourselves, connecting to the true nature, connecting to others, really honoring that life is good, life is beautiful, life is whole and complete. And when we start looking for that in ourselves, in others, and in the world around us, we bring more of that into existence. Because life is an interactive experience, and the blocks that we see, we can look out on the world and think, whoa, that's not how I want to live. And you don't have to live that way. You can choose how you live. And you can choose how to see yourself. And with frameworks and language, you can start to really connect with the part of you that is absolutely wired into this time of shift and change, and is really connecting you to what it is that you can bring forward at this time.